Yo, what is poppin', ladies and gents? It is your boy Stef Bryant back here again with another tournament coverage. See, I did catch these shits live. I did. That would have took too long, so I just waited for the replays because best believe, bro, I did try to sit through this, bro, but nah, it was taking too much time. So we about to get through these replays. Okay, so I'm gonna warn you right now. This game is actually 123 turns, and yeah, that's the game. And this game is gonna end really, like, not even abruptly, but it's like, you would have thought, like, you would have thought maybe it was gonna end like 6-0, but nah. So right off the rip, when I saw these teams, I was thinking to myself, okay, Soulwind's team, this has got to be a Scarf Dragapult, Rocks Rhyperior with like SD, Default Corviknight, Teleport Clef, of course, standard defensive Toxapex for like Dracovish and shit, and Nasty Plot Boots Rotom. Okay, this team is very standard. You've seen teams that look like this all over the place, so it's pretty self-explanatory. When I saw Mcmeghan's team, I was thinking this is probably gonna be Banded or Scarfish. I was thinking Scarf because the team was slow, but then he has a 0 aura, so I was assuming right away that this is probably Banded Fish. I was thinking it's just Default Corviknight, 4 attacks, 0 aura. I didn't think it was Bulk Up because Bulk Up is not really that good right now anymore, so yeah, I was thinking it's probably like Metronome, but it turns out to actually be Lefties and a weird ass set. I already knew that was going to be Rocks Cold Mode just because that's the only rock on this team. Nobody's not running Rocks Cold Mode on this team. It's not going to be Rock Clef. I thought it was Rocks Clef at first, but I was like, it doesn't make sense. I was thinking it was Teleport, but it actually shows that it's not, so that's spoiler alert, yeah. And of course, same pex as Soulwind, so let's hop right into this. Right off the way, I already knew he was going to destroy him with his Dracovish, so, and he was going to try to destroy Mcmeghan with his. So the first few turns, it's the same shit, so we're just going to switch through these. He's going to continuously teleport out with his Clef into his Toxapex just so he can get rid of the hazards. I don't know what the hell this was supposed to do, but it doesn't do anything. So, but he doesn't want his Dragapult or his Rhyperior getting toxic. So he's gonna knock off the Toxapex. He's gonna continuously try to get up the spikes, and he's gonna Scald, and he's gonna continuously teleport. That happens for the next 10 turns. Well, the first 10 turns. And these series of plays is gonna continue until he finally gets in the Corviknight, and I think he's gonna what does he do? Default. He U-turns out here, and he brings in his Pex just to absorb that spike. Skull's right here. Does he burn? No, he doesn't. I don't think he ever burns actually. Gets up the spike again. And these series of plays are gonna happen for such a long time that it doesn't. This is why I decided to just like do it this way. He teleports out, brings in the Pex. Of course, he's gonna continuously do that same exact play, because he does not want the spikes up. Gets in the fish, and this is some weird shit right here. This is gonna be some weird shit. When I saw this, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? So he clicks Whirlpool, and I'm like, what is this set? So when I saw Whirlpool, the only thought that went to my head is that this shit is Substitute. That was the only thing that went to my head. I already knew right away that it's Substitute. So I was thinking to myself, the moveset is probably like Crunch, Fishes, Whirlpool with Sub. And I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? If it was Banded, it would have been way better. But turns out it doesn't matter because the fish is still the fish and they be doing fishy things. Fishes runs 35, and I thought it right away. I thought right there it was with Metronome. Because, well, actually no, not right here. I didn't think it was Metronome right here. Like after I saw the damage on his other move, then I thought it was Metronome. Like again, same shit, different turns. So brings in the fish again. He's gonna fish his Rend, does 92. I'm actually surprised it didn't die, but if this shit was Banded, this shit definitely died. He's gonna switch out right here because he's not want to lose the fish so early in the game, especially when it does so much work. There's that. Doubles back in a fish on the U-turn, which is actually pretty surprising. I didn't think he would risk the burn. Shadow Balls, and right here, after I saw the damage, I was like, okay, this is not Scarf. No Scarf Dragapult is doing 43 to a Toxapex, even Spadef or not Spadef. It doesn't matter. So right there, I already knew that was gonna be specs. There's no Scarf on this team. This team is pretty slow, I guess. Does that, teleports into his Corviknight. U-turns out, brings him back in he brings in the Clef because he does not want Como getting up rocks. Moonblast right here just in case he does stay and try to get up rocks, so he can just defog later. Teleports into Corviknight. Right here, I think it was a pretty big mistake not roosting, and he U-turns out. So I definitely think right there he should have done. I don't know why he didn't roost. I guess he didn't want to get burnt. That was the only play I could think of, or he just didn't want to let in the fish for fish coming for free off a roost. I guess that's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, bro, I was every time I try to commentate this, it's like, bro, I see the Hydreigon. It says Hydreigon, but I'm like, bro, it's a Dracovish. So it's like fucking like confusing me. So he brings in the Clef continuously. Of course, there was also another play. He didn't want to get burned, so brings this in, back into Pex, gets rid of Spike. Yeah, the same matchup happens so many times during this game. 123 turns, 123 turns. This shit happens like 8 times. It's the same shit. Okay, my bad. I skipped through that. So right there, he reveals that he's knockoff Clef. When I saw a knockoff, the first thing I actually thought about was like, am I wrong? Is it actually Rock's Clef? Because that's the only Clef that I think about when I think of knockoff Clef. I think of knockoff Soft-Boiled, Moonblast, Rocks. But it was Lefty's Como, so I was like, okay, this is freaking weird. This team, like, I already knew this team was weird as shit after I saw the Whirlpool Dracovish. So I was like, alright, this is a weird ass team. But it does end up being Rock's Como, so I'll let you know right now that it actually is Rock's Como. Just so like nobody's stuck in like, oh my god, what is it? It's Rock's Como. Which was freaking weird when I first saw it. Yeah, again, these Toxapex matchups. Okay, so he gets in the Clef and he brings in the fish. He's gonna switch out because he does freaking die. And he Whirlpools right here, and he's gonna reveal that he's not Crunch, but he actually is. I mean, he is sub, but like again, he's not. He's gonna reveal right here that he actually is Psychic Fangs. It does 43, and then he's gonna Psychic Fangs again, and I think it does 49. Yeah, and right here I was like, is this shit actually Metronome? But then he crits, so it didn't guarantee anything. When I saw that it was, and he fishes runs right there, very good play. That was the best. That was the obvious play though, because he was definitely going into a direct. He was never staying in, risking a roll or like a crit right there. So he goes into this. He's gonna switch out right here because he does not want to get hit with that Infiltrator Shadow Ball. So he goes into his Clef, and he actually stays in right here to knock off because he wants to get up the rocks and chip the Rotom that way. That's 44, which is kind of a weird amount that it does. I was thinking it was gonna do so much more, but that means either two things. Obviously, it's not max special attack Rotom, because that's the only reason it could have done that little. And two, it's probably Spadef Clef, which since he has a Toxapex and a Como, both of these guys are definitely physically defensive. So this is definitely Spadef Clef, which is freaking weird because I don't know, it's knockoff. I guess that's the only thing that's like clouding my judgment, because usually when I see knockoff I think Rock's Clef, and Rock's Clef are always defensive, but this is not. So this is definitely Spadef, because that's the only reason it does 44. And he reveals right here that he's toxic, so that's what I meant when I said he was not Rock's Clef and he is Rock's Como. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is some weird shit. This is some real weird shit. It does nothing to the Como, of course. Overheats and he fucking misses and gets up the rock, so that's really nice for Mcmeghan. I think he's just gonna, oh, he taunts right there, and I was like, what is this? I thought he was gonna drain, to be honest, but that was a nice play. I guess taunt is really nice just because like the Corviknight is never gonna get off the hazards. He shows sub right here, which is freaking dangerous as shit. So he's actually sub taunt and Iron Head, sub taunt Iron Head Roost. So yeah, I was thinking, like, when I saw the sub, I was thinking it was gonna be bulk up, but it was actually not. So an Iron Head right here, and the Rhyperior is actually gonna just get up the rocks, I think. Oh no, it's the Corviknight's faster, I forgot. So he doesn't get up rocks right here. So yeah, he's gonna taunt the Toxapex. He's gonna continuously scald. Continuously scald. Yeah, taunts. This is gonna be the same play for the next 50 turns. It's gonna be the same shit. Literally, like, it's gonna be the same exact shit. That's why I'm just gonna skip through it. There's no point in watching this. As you can see, he does the same thing for the next 20 turns until he finally gets in the fish. So he gets in the fish on turn 97. He's gonna fish his run right here, or he's gonna Whirlpool. He Whirlpools, he drops the Pex, and I think the Pex is gonna fucking like die right here or some shit. Psychic Fangs does 48. He's gonna knock off, and he freaking like reveals the what's that shit called? Protected pads. I have no idea what the fuck protective pads do, but hey, he has protective pads. What can I say? This is a female Dracovish, I guess. I have no idea. What the fuck the protective pads even do. But yeah, so he's gonna lose his Pex right here. The Pex is gone, so that's actually really good for the Como and the fish. Brings in the Pult right here because that's the only thing he could do to revenge kill. He should have just Draco'd right there, but I guess he just wanted to chip on the Clef as well. So I guess Hex. Actually, no, Hex was definitely his best play. I was capping crazy. Draco was never gonna be his play right there because Hex is 100% his best play. He can't Shadow Ball because he has the Como. So, and now this is where the game is pretty much gonna end because he loses all of his offensive pressure at this point because he can't switch in the Drag Pult again unless he gets off the rocks. So the game is pretty much over at this point because he's gonna bring in the Corviknight. He's gonna like taunt right here. Then he's gonna sub because now the Corviknight can never default because he never wants the Corviknight defaulting because he doesn't want to like put himself in a compromised position where like he has to keep trying to like make all these plays to get up the rocks again. So he's gonna continuously do this, and this is gonna like go on for the next billion turns until he finally gets into Zero Aura. Brings in the Zero Aura, he Iron Heads, that's sad, and he shows the lefties. He's gonna knock off right here into Clef, and it's fucking weird because this is not bulk up, and I like thought it was gonna be bulk up after I saw the knock off, but it's actually taunt and taunt Toxic Plasma Fist, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Toxic's right here on the switch to Rhyperior, nice play, and goes into Corviknight because he can't touch this. Obviously, he doesn't want to stay in a knockoff. There's no point in doing that play because now it's already faster than the zero. It's faster than the Dragapult, and he has no reason to make that play. So, yep, this is gonna be the play for the next few turns. Switches out into Clef because it's the only thing that can switch in except for the Rhyperior. He doesn't want to get knocked off though, so because he's still continuously looking for outs. But at this point, he realizes he's never gonna get off the defog because he has double taunt. So he just goes in Corviknight right here on the Earthquake. He's gonna sub. He's gonna taunt too. Oh yeah, he taunts, my bad. Taunts right there, goes back into Zero Aura on the U-turn. Back into Rhyperior. Doubles the Corviknight on his Corviknight. Oh, he taunts right here actually. Because I guess he doesn't want him because he doesn't want him getting up his own rocks. And then right there he's gonna forfeit. So that was game 1, and yes, it ended at 6-5, which is fucking crazy because I've never seen it like end like 6-5. So, but the game was actually already over because his Dragapult just died on switching. The Rotom can only switch in one more time, and everything else is gonna like get chipped by the rocks. So there's that. So that was the end of game 1, as you can see, and this is gonna be game 2. So when I saw game 2, when I saw the matchup game 2 to be more specific, I was thinking to myself, okay, I think Mcmeghan could lose this one. That was what I was thinking at first, but then I looked closer and I was like, all right, this is actually gonna be a really hard matchup for Mcmeghan just because the Keldeo is walled by the Jellicent. He has an Excadrill, which is also walled by the Jellicent plus Gliscor. Torn is not going to do anything because, as you can see later, because he has the Heatran as well. And as you will see later, it actually ends up being Mega Latios instead of Specs. I thought it was going to be Specs at first, but then I looked at the team and there was actually no Mega, so it ends up being Specs Latios. Obviously, for Soulwind is Mega Gross, but it's also walled with a combination of Jellicent plus Ferrothorn plus well, I can't say plus Gliscor because he actually because if it has Ice Punch, it actually just kills the Gliscor. So, and he will reveal that it actually does have Ice Punch. So, Jellicent, not Jellicent, Rotom Wash walled by Pharaoh, Keldeo walled by the combination of Pharaoh plus Gladios and Jellicent, but Jellicent specifically because now he won't be able to get up Scalds. So I was looking at Soulwind's team and I was thinking, okay, so it's either Rock's Clef or Rock's Exca, and it actually because like, if it was Rock's Clef, I was assuming that it was actually going to be like Scarf Exca, but as we're going to see later on, there's actually no Scarf on this team, and it's actually Lefty's Drill, which I was thinking is freaking weird, but actually like it was better in this scenario, I guess, but not really at the same time. So when I looked at this team, the things with the most offensive pressure on this team was going to be the Metagross and the Keldeo, but unfortunately the Keldeo is very useless this game. So right away, before I start the game, I knew that the only way that Mcmeghan lacks offensive pressure on this team, it makes up with the hazards. So that was going to be the main way of winning this game. So he's going to get up all his spikes, try to pressure the Drill to get off a spin, but he has a Jellicent, so he's going to continuously wear that down and the rest of his team, and he gets up the rocks, and then that's going to be GG after he kills the Excadrill because he already has counters to everything on the team. So he goes into Torn, he leaves off a Torn, goes off a Lottie. I'm going to put this on fast because it's actually really slow. He's going to recover first turn just to gauge the damage. Gets confused, it doesn't really matter because he's going to U-turn out anyway. Brings in the Clef, he's going to switch out right. He actually stays and recovers. I think he's going to switch out right here. Actually, no, he Thunder Waves. I forgot because like some Brazilian type shit, but not really. Yeah, so he Thunder Waves, goes hard into his Gliscor after getting up the rocks. just so you can get off the orb. Knocks off the Rotom. This is gonna come in big play later on because as we will see later, this shit cannot beat Heatran 101. Toxic's misses, but that doesn't really matter too much because he Volt Switch right there instead of like just pumping for no reason. But I guess he doesn't want the Jellicent coming in for free and Wisping. He doesn't spike right here because he wants to scout for Heat Wave, and so he knocks off. He lets the Guy Score get knocked off. That doesn't really matter because you already got the Toxic Orb. Brings in the Gross, knocks off right here, and he stays in this. He's gonna stay in this next turn. He's gonna stay in this turn, and he's gonna lose his Guy Score. And when I saw this shit, I was like, okay, Mcmeghan. I don't know why he did that play. There was zero reason to make that play when he had a Jellicent and a Ferrothorn. But as you will see, that doesn't fucking matter at all. It doesn't matter at all this game because he's gonna bring in the Ferrothorn right here, and he's gonna start getting up those spikes. Gets in those spikes. He stays in on the knockoff. I guess he just knew he was not gonna Heat Wave because he has the Tran in the back, and he doesn't want to get enough free rocks. Gets rid of the Assault Vest. U-turns out. And he's gonna spike right here. I think he spikes right here. Did he spike or he leeches actually? He's gonna spike because no reason not to. He stays in again, which is a very fucking crazy play. But I guess he realized that Mcmeghan is never gonna Heat Wave and let me get in my Heatran, because that's the only reason he's continuously U-turning, because he keeps expecting the Heatran. He doesn't want him getting in the Heatran so he can get up rocks. Because if he gets in the Heatran, then if he goes to Heatran and he U-turns out, he could just always bring in Drill and Rapid Spin or Earthquake. Well, he's never gonna Rapid Spin because he has Jellicent, so he doesn't want to get in off a free Earthquake, especially since he lost the Gliscor and a Small Breaker. So spikes again and gets up all the hazards, and these hazards are gonna stay up for the rest of the game because he's now in a position now where like he's compromised and he can never get off a spin just because he has the Jellicent. He gets up the rocks on the Hydro Pump, and he's gonna Lava Plume right here, and he's gonna burn. So, and this is, ladies and gents, is where it starts to go crazy. He's gonna protect right here just so he can get back more HP, and he doesn't want to be in a position where like if he actually misses Hydro Pump, then this is actually way better for him. He Pain Splits, Lava Plumes, gets down to 38, and now he's gonna bring down to 19 from the 26 from the burn, and he's gonna protect right here, get back more HP. So he stays out of range from Hydro Pump. He's down to 14, Pain Splits again, Lava Plumes right here, gets down to 24, gonna bring down to 14, well 12, my bad. And now that is the end of the Rotom, because that Rotom is gonna switch in eventually later on, and that shit is gonna die because again he's never gonna get off these hazards. I'm gonna let you know right now, he's not gonna get the hazards off. And from this point on, this game is really just over because Mcmeghan is just gonna play in such a way where like the Torn is gonna get burnt right here. Yep, he's gonna play in a way where like he's never gonna be able to get off the hazard just because of the Jellicent in the back in combination with everything else. So, and it's not Calm Mind, and it's not Calm Mind Clef. So if it was Calm Mind Bolt Beam, Mcmeghan could have lost this game, but it's not. It's this trash ass Stealth Rock set. Bro, on this type of team, you would have been better off running like Rocks Metagross. Yeah, so he sacks the Rotom right there, and this is pretty much the beginning of the end. Gets in the Driller. He's gonna go into Jellicent right here on the Earthquake. That's 47. Oh, 41. My bad. He's at 47. This extra drill is never gonna do enough. It's never gonna do enough. So he's gonna just constantly recover, and he's gonna be in a place where like, okay, he has to play around where like, is he gonna Scald or is he gonna Wisp or some shit like that, or let's recover. So he's gonna taunt right here because he doesn't want to get Thunder Waved. Scalds. Yep. Recovers. This is like literally the same thing. Gets in the Pharaoh. He's gonna knock off right here, I think, or he's gonna leech. Knocks off right here, and then the Torn is gonna die next time. So he's gonna protect on the Heat Wave, and then that's the end of the Torn. Brings in the Drill, and he's gonna like just Earthquake, or like try to spin right here. No, he actually Earthquakes, I think. Yeah, he Earthquakes on the Jelly, and he's gonna try to like crit right here, I think. So he's gonna Earthquake, but he's gonna protect. Oh, he actually Iron Heads instead. Pretty crazy play, but I guess he doesn't want to waste any PP. Earthquakes, yep. This is like pretty much how the game is gonna go for the rest of the game. It's unfortunate, but like there's really not much to break down in this game, in this tournament coverage, just because this is the way the game goes for the rest of the game. And he reveals to be Calm Mind Clef, and Calm Mind Clef just ends this fucking game, because after he kills Driller, well, it doesn't really end this game because he has the Metagross plus the Drill, so it doesn't really do anything. If he got rid of both of the Steel types, he would have just swapped right there. But yeah, all he has to do is switch between his like Jellicent and like everything else, so he doesn't get rid of the rocks and the spikes, because that's the way he's gonna chip the rest of the game. He doesn't need offensive pressure on this team, which was like, I was like, okay, so he's probably gonna lose the game because he doesn't have any offensive pressure versus this. But looking at Soulwind's team, the only offensive pressure on this team was gonna be the Metagross and the Keldeo. I thought it was gonna be Scar Drill for revenge killing, but like it doesn't matter because his team is already slow as shit. So So this is what he's gonna do for the rest of the game. He's just gonna recover taunt spam, and then like continuously switch in between so he doesn't wear down his Jellicent. He's always gonna switch in the Jellicent on the Exeter just because he cannot let him get off a single rapid spin. And this is gonna be the game, pretty much, for like the rest of the for the rest of the game. This is just like it. This is literally it. Nothing crazy happens. No crazy plays. None of that shit. I thought this game was honestly gonna be better. I'm actually surprised that Soulwind lost in Oras. I didn't think he was gonna lose Oras, but should have brought him to SM is all I can say. Now I'm not gonna talk no shit because actually I have respect for both of these guys, but like the teams that they brought were like fucking grimy as shit. Mcmeghan brought some heat game one, kind of, not really, but kind of at the same time he did. Like bro, Rowan Dracovish. I mean, not Whirlpool Dracovish. I ain't never seen a tech like that in my life. He's just gonna stand right there and scald, I think, or he goes in Pharaoh. He actually goes in Pharaoh on the Zen headbutt. Does no damage. Does no damage. Meteor mashes. Gets the attack raise, I think. No, he doesn't. Earthquakes, and right here, he's gonna complain. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna switch over right here. Does anything ever not go in your fucking favor? I ate. He did eat. That shit did 20. Oh wait, my bad. He does eat because Meteor Mash doesn't do anything. Because he says I ate, I'm gonna assume that this is max HP, max speed Lottie, especially since it's recovered Thunder Wave. So that's the only thing I can assume that it actually is. The last move is probably like Psychic. So, and at this point, I think he just I think on turn 73 he just forfeits after he gets off the Thunder Wave. So he made a forfeit twice. This is already some disrespectful shit, as you can see. So yeah, that would be the end of the series. Honestly, I expected the game to go to 3, but the series to go to 3 games. Had to stretch out real quick, but yeah, I didn't actually expect this to end in 2 games, but unfortunately for the boy Soulwind, he did lose. It sucks, but you know that's just how the game goes. Mcmeghan played better. He had a god matchup as well. At first I thought Soulwind had a good matchup, but then I was like, nah. Mcmeghan has that god matchup with the Jellicent, bro. Jellicent is so good, but you know, all I can say is should have brought Bolt Beam Clef. But hope y'all enjoyed my coverage. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's not much to go over these games, to be honest. So hope y'all don't like fault me too much for that. But and all the skipping, because it was literally the same repetitive shit for like the past 2 games in the same turns. So hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to y'all next time.